welcome back to another video. Today we are gonna play more Tasty Blue. This time we bought the whole game, so sadly we cannot do it from the.
Oh no, it did save our progress.
Oh yes. Yay! All right, so put down in the comments if you want more brutal, because we can actually make this more brutal.
There's a setting for carnage.
And we can make there be like blood and body parts.
I mean, I think it would be blood.
But we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it unless if you guys, because our video might be taken down.
Yeah. I feel like on YouTube there's some fairly graphic games. So one where a fish is eating everything, it might not be too bad. Come here, ya crabs. Yeah.
Come here, you blasted crabs.
Yeah.
And actually, once you pass the dolphin, then you're going to be able to be a dolphin in the game.
Ooh, really?
Instead of a fish.
That sounds fun too.
Oh, I forgot to mention, every day we're going to have a little bendy in the background, and you guys are going to have to spot it.
Maybe not in this video because we didn't hide him before starting.
Okay.
But in the future.
In the future, that's going to happen.
You should start looking for Bendy in the future. How many more crabs do we have to eat?
And comment down below if you see them.
Yeah. Success! We got 1 star.
1 star's good enough.
Yeah. And now we've got a new one. Maybe this one will be Seaweed Special. Ooh. Oh, shoot. That's a really big...
Oh, crab and cheese. Look at all of those big crabs.
I have to get down there to eat that. Everything is so much bigger than me. Oh, we're eating the plants now, too.
We're an abomination.
We're an abomination! Ah. This keyboard cover isn't staying on
7 bottle caps. Lots of shrimp.
88 prawns. Wow, it didn't feel like we ate 88 prawns.
88 prawns?
Yeah, the shrimp.
Oh.
The game calls them prawns.
Well, we call them shrimp.
Why is it clicky? Okay, scrumptious scuba. Ooh, I think we're gonna get to eat people. Eating scuba divers is like...
Oh, we can also eat treasure chest.
Ooh.
Yeah, because look, there's a treasure chest down there. How come the scuba divers don't know?
That we're like eating everything?
No, that they don't know it's the treasure chest.
Lovable
and cute banana.
Ooh, there's little submarines down here. This is a very highly trafficked region. So we've got to eat these fish as quickly as possible so that we can progress to eating scuba divers and treasure chests. Chomp. Chomp. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Chomp. Chomp, 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 chomp. Chomp, 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 chomp.
Scuba divers.
Hi, Ichabod.
Why do you have to get in my face?
You smell like easy cheese. Annie is gonna murder you. We're eating scuba divers!
Oh my god, Ichabod, you stink!
Yeah, you guys smell really bad, doggies. Well, this is Ichabod. Ichabod is my miniature schnauzer. He was a rescue. We got him from a rescue when he was already 7 or 8 years old. We're not entirely sure. We think he's a purebred schnauzer because he looks like one, but we don't know because we don't really know where he came from. And his story's a little bit sad because he was abandoned in a house. Someone moved out of a house and just left him there. And so he was surrendered by the authorities to a rescue who took him in, and then we found him.
And then we took him.
And he's a very old man.
And he's very scared of us because...
He is. He has trauma in his past. He was found in, like he was in a crate and he'd been trying to chew his way out, but he couldn't get out. And so it destroyed his teeth. He has no teeth. Did I just see a car? Why are there cars underwater? We can't eat them yet. So he has no teeth and he bites pretty easily. But he is a big love. He is the biggest love on the planet, too. As long as we keep him out of stressful situations, he doesn't bite.
One time he bit my brother.
One time he bit Teddy because...
But don't blame him, cause he was pulling his tiny tail.
Well, and Teddy was also a toddler, like he was barely, I think he was like a year old, and he was hitting Ichabod with a toy, and we tried to intercede and stop him. You know, we weren't just letting the baby hurt him, but things happen really fast when you've got kids and animals around. So he bit Teddy's face.
Otherwise, we would be adopted with new family. And I like this family better than other ones.
I wouldn't let another family take you.
I think you guys teach me the best thing is not to be a terrible driver.
There are a lot of really terrible drivers on the road.
We see people on the road, and they're just like, oh, look at me. Hey, look at that stupid people. And then we're just like, hey, stop it.
We're just like, drive carefully. There's people on the road, and their lives matter. When we're driving, literally the only thing that matters is getting where we're going safely.
When I look around, I see everybody else being bad, and we're like the only one who like knows our lessons.
We ate 74 of these. I'm not sure what they're called.
Piranhas.
Okay, I ate 35 cars that have no business being underwater. Pretty good. To be fair, sometimes I am not a good driver, but it's not because I'm driving badly on purpose. It's just that I'm not always a very good driver.
She's different. She has a different life than us.
Yeah.
But
I feel like our family is different in many ways.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're gonna be able to eat this guy, I think.
He didn't even notice us slipping right under his feet.
Give me that shell. Oh.
Why doesn't he notice us slipping right under his feet?
You know, driving habits is not the only way that our family is sometimes different. I feel like I'm really different from all the other moms. And sometimes I worry. I worry that being so different.
One of them is this. She has trouble connecting her emotions. So sometimes whenever say that I was pulling Ichabod's tail and Teddy was helping me do it. Skittles, why did you fart? Say that Skittles farted in my face.
It's true. I think what you're trying to say is that I have a little bit of mental illness.
Yeah, and then she goes overdoing with her because her brain cells aren't really built that well.
Yeah.
So sometimes she goes a little bit crazy with her madness. And she kind of start to yell and go really overpowered with...
That's how you can tell that my mental health is doing poorly. But when I get like that, it's never anybody's fault.
Yep, it's never any of our faults either.
Yeah. And I'm actively working on it. I see a therapist. I see a psychiatrist. Both of these are professionals who help it. I take medicine for my mental illness. And for the most part, I'm pretty stable. I feel like we have mostly just good days.
And don't just say Mommy has that. I have that too.
It seems...
If you guys, play with me, how does he not notice
I don't know, this giant fish just, chomping around. Daddy also has some mental illness that he's been working through lately. Although Daddy's is very different than mine. Yeah. I have what's called depression, which means that my body has problems with serotonin. Daddy has attention deficit disorder, ADD, and his brain is wired complete. Oh yes, I'm gonna freaking eat you! Come here! So his brain is wired differently, and so we're gonna get Daddy into a psychiatrist too to help him. You might have noticed that he's had kind of a hard time lately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and we're working on things with Julian too. Taking care of our mental health is really, really hard. But really, really important.
Especially, so we have, usually it's, Mom and Dad, me, Teddy. We have 4 people in our
Rory.
family. And adding Roy makes us 5 families. And we have to take care of all of us.
It's a lot of work. Especially since all of us are kind of a little bit crazy. In a lot of families, they don't talk about mental health. Did you know that?
Yeah.
A lot of people regard it as very embarrassing. I don't think that we should be embarrassed about it, though.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like being sick. It's like I'm never embarrassed when I get sick.
I just feel sick.
You just feel crappy and you get through it. So we're all kind of chronically feeling crappy, but there's nothing embarrassing.
We are never feeling just fine. We are
really
always sick. We are always sick, no matter what. Even if we're like mostly good, we still have a tiny piece of us that's like ah.
Oh, I really wanted to eat all of the like seaweed. Darn, I wish it'd let me eat the seaweed. But I think we have more good days than bad days. Oh, we're eating all these killer whales.
I have more bad days than good.
You think so?
Yep.
Seems like you've been having bad days lately. But we're working on that too. Oh my gosh, we're gonna go eat this whole town. Yes.
Come with us,
whales.
And you will see. This is the town being eaten by a fish.
Yes. Oh, like I think those helicopters are trying to like attack me. Like I think those are attack helicopters. But I'm gonna eat them too if I can get away with it.
Ooh, either like how
Oh, can I?
yeah, see? Come here. The green ones. No, the green ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that are attacking me. Haha. Oh, we got 2 stars! That's the best rating we've gotten on any level so far. Look at all those houses we ate.
We have gotten 2 stars.
Have we? I thought we'd only gotten 1 star. That's the first 2 star I see. I'm not very good at this game yet, but I'm getting better. Ooh, okay. Chomp, chomp, chomp. We're eating killer whales. We look pretty big already. You know, we're not starting down at the shrimp level. Oh, and those helicopters are trying to get us with missiles, so we have to grow big enough to eat those helicopters ASAP.
They're just like, what?
I'm not big enough to eat those helicopters yet, but I will be.
Are the missiles falling missiles?
I think they're tracking.
Falling.
I think they're tracking us. Ooh.
Ah. Look at the missile.
Ouch!
What?
They got me with one.
Now you cannot die, but it makes your time go down, which makes you have less chance of getting a free star.
Yeah. It's kind of frustrating that I can't just eat the missiles. I guess it makes sense, but I feel like I should be able to defend myself against them more, you know? Heh. We got 2 stars on that one too! I feel like I really blossom when I'm eating human beings.
Yeah, boss. Why don't you eat me?
Yum, 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 yum,
Well, she does really eat me all the time in my butt.
Because he's delicious.
She says that tastes like what?
It tastes like sunshine dust.
What? Oh my god.
What? Oh, shoot!
This should be called tide pools.
Oh.
This reminds me of tide pools.
It is like tide pools, isn't it? So we have to stay out of the way of these things or they'll hurt us. Where do we find something that we can eat, though? Wait, I think I can eat this one. Oops, that one.
Those are salmon.
Man, the salmon are pretty rough on us. Oh!
See, it says salmon. Salmon.
Oh, you're right. It's funny how the word salmon, you can't hear the L. Like, it's not said like salmon, you know?
Salmon.
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 Salmon. I love to eat salmon. I actually really do like to eat salmon. Maybe there is an L sound. Now I've said the word so much I don't know what I'm saying. Salmon, 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 salmon. I don't know how to say salmon.
Did you go to high school?
Yeah, I did. I had a pretty hard time in high school though, and I barely graduated. Have I told you about that?
No.
I had a really, really hard time in school, especially when I got to be a teenager, and I started fighting with my dad a lot, Grandpa, and so I ran away from home. I left so that I wouldn't have to deal with my dad anymore. And
wait, you actually ran away?
I did. I left, and I didn't have anywhere to stay at first, but I found some friends who let me stay with them. And so I stayed away from the house for a few weeks, and it was really hard for me to keep getting to school, so I almost dropped out. I'm really, really glad I didn't. If I had dropped out of school, I wouldn't have been able to get the job where I met Daddy. It's really important to finish high school. But, you know, life is really hard too. You know, hard, bad things happen. I'm glad I finished high school. I'm so glad. But I don't blame myself for having such a hard time with it, because life is just hard sometimes. I think I was doing my best.
Yeah, you're trying to keep yourself safe.
Yeah. I didn't feel safe where I was. I actually wish I'd just asked for more help. I feel like there were probably people at school, like grown-ups at school, who could have helped me. And I didn't tell anybody what was going on. So I wish I'd talked to people is all. I felt very alone.
Me too. I feel very alone.
But you're not. And we're communicating. Ah! It's a sea lion.
Yeah, guys.
We're communicating with people.
Guys, I'm not only just not having friends, I'm actually suffering from it.
So we're talking to his teachers and his school counselor, and we're trying to find what help they can offer. Because, you know, when you're having a hard time, there are often grown-ups in your life who can help you. But you have to reach out, and sometimes asking for help is really hard. But I'm here to ask them for help. So Julian's not doing it alone.
Yeah, but I say that I'm doing it alone because it's very hard for me.
I mean, when you're at school, it's hard. You know, you're in the middle of everything.
Ichabod, can you please move?
Hang on.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ichabod. I did enjoy you for a second, but now we... Look at it. You're like, let me see.
The thing is, I feel like as long as our family loves each other and takes care of each other, I think we can beat anything. Just gotta keep trying.
Ichabod. Ichabod.
He's scratching at the couch because I think it's one of his anxiety behaviors. I think it makes a lot of sense that our family, where we fight a lot with mental illness, I think it seems really right that we have an anxious dog like Ichabod. I think we're uniquely qualified to understand him.
I understand him. Sometimes, like, when I'm fighting with my dad, I go crazy and I literally start, like, scratching the walls and scratching in my chair, and I start scratching everything, really, when I get mad. Especially at school, I start scratching the desk.
I think that must be a satisfying physical outlet for your feelings. One thing that I do when my feelings are a lot is I start just writing them down, or sometimes I just even scribble. Sometimes I draw pictures, but sometimes it's just scribbling, because the scribbling makes me feel better. And I always want to try and put my energy into...
Life is scribble!
Can I eat you yet? I can't eat you yet. I'm gonna eat you later. I guarantee it.
Why don't any of the men notice a big giant fish going right through their legs? Stop it, you butthole.
Oh, Skittles just loves you. Oh, now we can eat the sea lions.
Sea lions. I call them felines sometimes. Because they're felines. 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 Skittles, you were shutting me crazy. You wanted that. You're so sad.
We're being chased by a shark.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Skittles.
Screw you, shark. We escaped. Oh no, there's another shark on this side.
Oh, God.
We have to get big enough to eat the sharks.
Well, we listen to this.
Those are quite the noises. I think this might be our last level, because we've been playing for a while, and we don't want the video to be too long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistical challenges to shooting videos, because it's like file sizes really can be a limiting factor, and the longer a video is, the bigger the file size, so it takes up more space on my computer. It's harder for my computer to render it compile it once we're done with the editing and stuff. Plus backing up big files and stuff. So anyway, it's just better for us if we keep our videos around 15 to 20 minutes, ideally. We can shoot a little bit extra, and I can always trim it out later, though.
Yeah.
Oh, we just ate one of the sharks. Now that we can eat sharks, we're gonna get huge.
I think we might get a free star because we're at 4 minutes.
Ooh. God, we're still small, though. Like, it's eating all this stuff is not like filling up our bar very fast, which makes me think, yep, we're getting even bigger. Oh, I wonder if those sperm whales are dangerous to us. I mean, sperm whales are predators, but do you know what sperm whales... Ooh, can I tell you something cool about sperm whales?
Yeah.
So sperm whales are really, really cool because their like preferred diet is giant squid. And so they will go down... sperm whales can hold their breath longer than like any other animal, I think, and they can dive deeper. And so they can go all the way to the bottom of the ocean and
Feast on
and eat giant squid. So giant squid are like the biggest creatures in the ocean, I think. They're huge. There's some giant squid so deep and so huge that we've never even seen them, but we haven't found them alive because they can't survive. But sperm whales hunt them and eat them. So they are predatory animals. And they eat something that humans can't study very well because they're too hard to get to. So we don't know as much as we could about giant squid. And therefore sperm
whales. Put a GoPro.
We just ate the lighthouse. Well, you know, that's a really good
We
question.
can put a GoPro on them and then make them go all the way down.
Oh, look, it's a giant squid.
And we can make them go all the way down to the bottom of the ocean.
Well, that is a really good thought, but you know why we can't do that?
Why?
Because the deeper you go in the ocean, the more pressure there is. And so,
Yeah, I know that.
well, it can crush things like GoPros, sort of as easily as you can crush a soda can. Even easier. So there's a lot of challenges that prevent us from being able to study the deep ocean and creatures like giant squids. The deepest place that we know of on Earth is called the Marianas Trench, and we cannot get down there to study, really. I think that, you know, the ocean is as much a frontier for us as space. And the ocean's on our planet.
And the ocean's all around us. So what?
Our planet's mostly ocean. Well, humans are not aquatic creatures. We don't have the technology required to study the ocean.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That kraken.
Is it eating? Is that a kraken?
Yeah, that.
Is it eating the ships?
Yeah, the kraken is eating the ships.
That's so
The shark
cool.
go down on one. Watch the kraken as it comes.
Well, I keep running from the kraken because it's trying to eat us.
Alrighty, go up close towards the ship.
Oh, it did eat one of the ships.
But now we can
Holy
eat the
crap.
kraken.
Can we?
Huh?
Oh, we can.
The kraken.
That's so cool. You're right, it is a kraken. I assumed that it was a giant squid, but it's a kraken. Krakens aren't real. They're mythological creatures. But this is so cool.
They say that they are made to destroy ships. And that's why they're making that kraken.
Sailors in ancient times were really afraid of the kraken because, ooh, we ate one of the ships too. We're scarier than the kraken. I think that they were often seeing squids and stuff, but they thought it had to be some crazy monster. That was a really satisfying level and a great place to end our game.
Look how much we ate.
We ate 6 krakens. We ate 2 galleons, which is that kind of ship. We ate a lighthouse. We ate 2 fishermen. That was a great game. So we'll see you guys later. That's the end of the video. If you want us to play more Tasty Blue, let us know. If you want
maybe
us to...
the next episode we might play as a dolphin. We might unlock the dolphin.
That would be cool. So
we're starting out as that, and then we're gonna play as the dolphin.
Do we get to become a shark?
The shark, yeah.
Ah, that's so cool.
At the end. It's at the very end.
I'm ready for it. So we'll see you guys in the next video.